Since I began covering entertainment, I've been through a fair few high-profile releases coming out of Hollywood. Now, back in 2023, I think was probably the zenith, covering a bunch of different bombs that were out there, okay? That entire July, you had what? Oh my god, The Flash was a disaster. That was a fun thing to cover. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny getting beat by the Sound of Freedom. Oh my god, that was wonderful. And then at the tail end of 2023, talking the Marvels and it being a catastrophe of epic proportions, yet to be surpassed by anything else. That was so much fun. Now in 2024 it was a little bit of a lighter load, but there was still some enormous entertainment calamities, but never once have we seen something quite like this. Okay, the Thunderbolts just released this weekend and it has come out to a I'm not talking about this kind of reaction, okay? Nobody. Why would I bother talking about this? Why would I bother engaging with this? Because nobody's going to remember this film come Monday. This is just, it's really wild, man. Like, everybody could see this reaction coming from a mile away. Nobody was excited about it. It's long-term projections, it's medium-term projections, and its final projections all had it pointing to be a catastrophic flop on the following along with the Eternals, Shang-Chi, Black Widow was more of a success than that, which is absolutely wild to think about under those circumstances. But yeah, even underperforming the already forgotten Captain America 4 that came out a couple of months ago. Yeah, no, February 14th that came out, not even 2 full months ago, and it's already out of the zeitgeist. But hey, he gets a name check in this movie because, we got to jangle the keys. Fantastic Four showing up in a spaceship, and the after credit scene, spoiler. But at this point in time, nobody cares about this stuff. You probably heard your reviews. I'm sure everybody probably has their reviews out about it. By this point in time, EFAP is probably the better part way through their breakdown. I'll be listening to that mostly because I like to listen to their style of critique, because I've heard a few different breakdowns on a couple of different panel shows, and there was a lot of I feel like, and it's almost like, and talking about everything except for the movie. It's like, well, can we talk about why that movie's bad, or maybe if there's something good about it? No. I feel like the characters, it's boring and stuff like that. It's like, you're not giving me any substance, man. Because in my opinion, a movie lives and dies by the quality of its characters. And like I said before, I have yet to see a response to a movie quite like this, a high-profile release that is just so apathetic. But then, I have never seen the mainstream media have to catch you up with footnotes, okay? Get you up to speed for a movie that you're not going to watch. Thunderbolts cast guide, who's who in Marvel's team-up movie, and everything that you need to know. Okay, cool. I'll just go ahead and tell you. That's the antagonist of a movie you don't know. That's Marvel's answer to Superman. You got the real Captain America. You got comic relief, Commie America. You got Little White Widow. And then you got the most wasted piece of potential in all of the MCU. Apparently, he is underused in the movie, phones in his performance. Yelena's insufferable, Red Guardian is comic relief, the emasculate US agent, and Ghost is just there. There you go. I saved you, what, $50 and probably 4 hours of your time. Like, comment, and subscribe. In so much as Hawkeye and Jeremy Renner's news kind of took the wind out of the sails of any type of promotion whenever you type in Marvel, okay, or at least if they were hoping, Marvel was hoping that you would go ahead and search for the Thunderbolts over the weekend. What would end up coming out? Oh yeah, Marvel star Jeremy Renner, talking about how Disney wanted to shortchange him. Nobody was really talking about the Thunderbolts, and I really can't wait to see the box office returns on this, because it's even going to be more paltry than the projections paint. I would have to imagine, because even Captain America, with its $88 million opening weekend, it underperformed all of its projections, and this one's coming in between 60 and 65 million. I'm kind of thinking it'll be lucky to hit 60, but we'll see. We'll see early next week. But everybody's just okay. Eyes to the future, man. You might not be all that enthusiastic about the Thunderbolts, but hey, we got the Fantastic Four coming up. Definitely, because they fail at the end of their movie, which once again, Don was right on that one. Just gonna go ahead and pat myself on the back. It was a pretty logical deduction, especially off of the most recent trailer that we got, where look at that, Mr. Fantastic is just a crying bitch who fails at everything, with his 2 lines of dialogue being, I don't know, and oh, I just we really can't do this, and I failed. It's like, oh great, fantastic, pun not intended, but the smartest man on earth is an idiot who's ultimately going to end up failing, and Galactus is going to end up eating the entire planet that is overwhelmingly supportive of the Fantastic Four. So cool, you go ahead and have your girl boss, leader of the Future Foundation, Sue Storm, marrying and getting knocked up by a fucking idiot who causes the destruction of his planet, and then just puts his brother-in-law, best friend, and wife on a ship and sends them to the 616. LOL. They're setting you up to fail. And now normally, like a bleak outcome, okay, like Infinity War was great for doing this, like not necessarily having your heroes win, like that's not a deal breaker, okay, when it comes to telling a story and for it to be a movie. But he set them up as incompetent and causing the problem that is the impetus from there. Yeah, running away from the problem. I mean, you had Galactus show up, and you're also going to have the Silver Surf, Mole Man's going to be in there, John Malkovich. You got all of these other ingredients. You didn't need Galactus, but I digress. Okay, get excited for that. I can't wait for the ineffectual media spin on that one, but that'll be coming up very shortly. But Disney, I think, already knows that they don't really have the sauce on FF. Hence why we're starting to get a big push for Doomsday, because they know, yeah, this one, it's going to be a safe billion. Okay, I legitimately don't know what Fantastic Four is going to make. I could imagine I'm seeing somewhere around 500 to 600. I think that's probably where it's going to be, but we'll take a look at the projections when they start to come out. But Doomsday, yeah, Doomsday is going to make $1 billion. Okay, will Secret Wars make $1 billion? I'm not entirely sure, because the way that they're just key jangling for Doomsday, this is the way that we're seeing productions move forward. Hey man, they gave up on the idea of telling compelling stories a long time ago. When it comes from these big budget movies, when was the last time that you genuinely got a good script instead of just, I remember that, it gives me the feelies and the warm and touchy and fuzzy places, so I like the movie. No. It's just out there to drive and just trigger your dopamine senses just for the moment that you're out there. But the more time that you put away from that experience that made you feel all warm and fuzzy, and then you look back on it and it's like, wow, why did I like that? How many people have a positive opinion about Deadpool and Wolverine now? What is the rewatchability of the Key Jangle Fest that was 2024's second biggest hit? Exactly. No enduring legacy. And Marvel decided to double, triple down for that with Doomsday. I mean, hey, look at that, guys. Thor's coming back. We seen Chris Hemsworth chair kick off the chair stream a few weeks ago. Wasn't that great? The chair stream that also spoiled a big plot event for the Thunderbolts, where they kill off Task Manager 5 minutes into the movie and they don't pay her any attention. She's not like a driving force for the plot moving forward. Fucking incredible. Just also makes like her surviving Black Widow even more insane. But yeah, hey, Chris Hemsworth's coming back. But hey, I do like Chris Hemsworth. He posted a video of himself on Instagram punching, kneeing, and training with a heavy bag, a little Avengers pregame warm-up coming in hot. And yeah, production has started on that one. Don't know how long the principal photography is going to be, but we know this one's going to be going back for reshoots. I think that they're doing a little bit of tinkering on Fantastic Four, and they're probably, going to be doing reshoots. If this is coming out May 26th or something like that, they got the release date in this article or something like that. Frankly, I don't care. Yeah, Doomsday's release. Oh, May 1st. I thought it was later than the month than that, but you got it coming out a year from now. Yeah, they're probably going to be working up to it. They're going to be working on this post-processing, which apparently is the big cope around Fantastic Four. Oh, no, they're still working on the CGI for Silver Surfer. That's why she looks so bad. Okay, then, I'm sure. But with that many cast members, with that many keys to jangle, this is going to be such a mess. And honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to it, but not in the way that Marvel wants me to. So that's why when you get these leaks like this, it's like, bro, let's just throw everything at the wall. Let's make this as dumb as humanly possible, because at this point in time, if you're not going to tell a good story, at least tell a Madam Web type story. Just do something so bad that it turns around and is funny again. Avengers Secret Wars spoilers. X-Men writer Chris Claremont leaks a big detail, which is interesting, right? And okay, could just be, a legendary comic book writer, the guy who basically penned all of the stories that the old animated series was based upon, the guy who told all of the seminal work wrote all of the seminal work for the mutants. But he has a hand in this as well, and he's letting slip a couple of things, but let's see what he has to say. Legendary X-Men comic book writer, okay? Chris Claremont has apparently dropped massive leaks and spoilers for Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. Claremont is known as the most famous X-Men comic writer of all time. Recently appeared at a panel of Huntsville Pop Culture Expo 2025, and he talked about the MCU. We can guess that Claremont might know specific details about the flicks due to getting credits for writing the X-Men, similar to how Starlin knew about Thanos in Infinity War and Endgame. For very good reason. He was the guy who wrote the Infinity Saga, even though they didn't really adapt a lot of the big sweeping plot points of the Infinity Saga. I mean, you eventually brought in Adam Warlock, but you didn't use him in the story that he's integral to. You had Lady Death show up. Extra points for anyone who remembers where she showed up recently. Maybe she was just there all along. Anyways, Marvel Studios announced the cast for Avengers Doomsday. Includes Fox X-Men actors. Oh, God, Ian McKellen. Oh, I don't want to see it. Kevin Feige has confirmed a new Age of Mutants will be following Secret Wars, likely as part of part to adapt some of Claremont's comics. I mean, you'd be smart to, but also, I still think that Rachel Zegler is going to be cast in the X-Men. I would put money on it. But anyways, Robert Downey Jr. playing multiple characters. Claremont drops the bomb that RDJ is playing multiple characters. It's already known that he'll be Doctor Doom, but Claremont says Robert Downey Jr. is playing 4 characters. Has anyone seen the commercial for 50 superheroes, 4 supervillains, not X-Men movie? Almost sounds like it. You better believe it. The Marvel movie that's in production now. I mean, we've got RDJ playing evil person. Iron Man. Wait, that's confusing. And then he's playing 2 other roles. Obviously, more on the most obvious omission from the chairs that were out there because it was leaked. What was that? It was announced in the trades. What was that? At the tail end of December? I think right at the end of the year. I'm pretty sure that came out that, Chris Evans is signed on. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, he's going to be a part of Doomsday. We kind of figured that one. And he's very likely going to be Hydra Cap. And spoilers, likewise, it was rumored Chris Evans is back. And according to Claremont, Evans will also be playing multiple characters, including Captain Hydra. Because of course, man. You got good Captain Falcon. Why would you also announce that Chris Evans is back? Because obviously they made a big announcement about everybody who's in there. There were some very obvious omissions for who wasn't, including somebody else that we got to talk about as well. So there's going to be more people in that movie, which is going to make it an even more bloated mess and fun, man. Just so stupid. It's just like turning over your toy chest and banging together all of your action figures. That's what it's going to be for 3 fucking hours. But then Chris Evans is playing Captain America, young Captain America, evil Captain America, Captain Hydra, something like that, Lord Hydra, whatever. It's like, yeah, exactly, Claremont. That's my opinion on this, whatever. It's like, why didn't they just cast the original Avengers as all the characters, villains, assistants, sidekicks? Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jeremy Renner, didn't want to take a haircut for season 2 of Hawkeye, but you probably should have brought him back because the only original Avenger that you have announced so far that's going to be on the good side, at least for what we can see right now, is Thor. No Black Widow. She probably isn't coming back, but if they get desperate enough, I mean, Secret Wars could literally be everybody. Who knows, man? By everybody, I mean everybody. Don't be surprised if we see Ben Affleck, Daredevil, Nicolas Cage, a Ghost Rider. Everything. It'll be all hands on deck on that one. And especially, but I thought Scarlet Witch was dead. I mean, if you think that she's dead at the end of Multiverse of Madness, I don't want to pull the media literacy card because it's shit and it's cringe and bullshit. But I mean, there was the red dot after the big collapse, and it's kind of, it's like, Scarlet Witch is too integral for many plot points and many stories, specifically one very important and very popular X-Men story that would definitely need a Scarlet Witch, House of M. She's a little bit important to that one, so she's not dead. She's not dead. And of course, Claremont also confirms Elizabeth Olsen, who, also when she's out there on the, on the circuit, on the interview circuit, she's out there going, I love the role, love to be coming back. She is stumping hard for it. And I mean, she's good in the role outside of Multiverse of Madness. Like, she's very good casting for it, very personable, very good actress, she's excellent in that role, like many of the other previous castings. So yeah, the fact that she's coming back, there's not going to be too many people upset by that, because I don't think there's any long-term fans of Multiverse of Madness. Oh my God, it's Raimi. There's like the Raimi shot that's in it, but the rest of it is a fucking disaster. And apparently, after denying it vociferously for at least a year, what's her face? face is coming back. Widow, not the Widow. Scarlet, no, not Scarlett Johansson. What's her face? You had a giant rock fall. Scarlet Witch. Oh yeah, Elizabeth, Scarlet Witch. Right. I mean, she's coming back. Not only Scarlet Witch, but good Scarlet Witch. You know. So I don't know what that means. Vision coming back. Yeah, no, Paul Bettany. I think his chair was filmed, but I guess I kind of want to figure out what they're going to be doing with that Vision series that is planned, or maybe they're working on that. But yeah, Vision Quest, so him and Star-Lord are going to be doing something. That could be good, but it's also Marvel. I have no hope in anything that they're doing, especially if they continue to pilfer the Fox X-Men, because, yeah, somebody who I thought, like, okay, cool, you announce all of these old legacy Fox X-Men characters, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, but then you got James Marsden, you got Cyclops, you got Nightcrawler, but you don't have Storm, which is baffling, absolutely baffling. And then you also didn't have Jean Grey. I mean, we already know that Wolverine's going to be in it. Like, that was one of the chairs that was, definitely filmed, and Hugh Jackman's going to be in it. Like, let's keep it a buck, okay? You have fucking stupid Gambit that's going to be in it, and that's going to be your tie-in to Deadpool and Wolverine. If you're not going to have Ryan Reynolds, I mean, you're going to have Hugh Jackman. He's going to be in it. That's a virtual guarantee. So if you're going to also have Cyclops there and you don't have Jean Grey, I mean, did anybody go back and watch the original X-Men movies? Like Kevin Feige, he was a producer on those, and he likes to tout that as his big success. And, oh, that's my legitimacy, my signs of legitimacy as the showrunner and as the head boss of Marvel right now. So why wouldn't you have more original X-Men that are there? All right, Mystique's there as well. So yeah, you got Mystique and Magneto. Why don't you have Jean Grey and Professor X? Well, apparently you're going to have Mystique. Oh, yeah, we knew that. Apparently you're going to have Jean Grey, but she's not just going to be Jean Grey. Another bomb drop by Claremont is Famke Janssen, who played Jean Grey in the Fox Marvel X-Men movies, will be back. Claremont says she will be back as Phoenix. Oh, fuck. I guess... Like, don't tell the whole Dark Phoenix stuff, because you couldn't do that twice over. So, yeah, if you just want to go ahead and accelerate her to just simply being Phoenix, that could be cool, but... how on God's green earth are you going to balance her? Oh my God, here I am trying to think that, you got to make concessions, because she is ridiculously powerful, more so than just about everybody that's out there. I don't quite know the full extent of Sentry's powers, but like Phoenix is kind of like top tier. She's an Omega level mutant. And as such, one of the most powerful beings. Full stop. It's just, how could Doom possibly contain that crazy bitch? But okay. But yeah, it's my understanding that one of Feige's favorite X-Men stories in the comics, the Phoenix Saga, I mean, it's everybody's favorite, one of their favorites. Okay, the animated series tackled it, the original trilogy tackled it, and of course, stupid Sansa Stark. God, I'm so glad it's Famke Janssen and not that fucking talentless hack. Ruined enough stuff. Anyways, but yeah, it's like all the original X-Men are coming back for 2 weeks. We didn't know Famke Janssen would come back, but now Famke is coming back. She's coming back as Phoenix, It's like, I love these literal transcripts that they've taken. It's very great. And then Psylock is coming back. Olivia Munn, hey, still getting work. She said something based recently. Oh right, she was dunking on all of those female astronauts. Shout out to her. Good for her. She made it out the other side. Claremont says Psylock will also be returning for the Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, but she's not Asian. Wait, what? That sounds wild out of context. So that's like Claremont knows definitive specifics about what's happening. Olivia Munn played Psylocke in X-Men Apocalypse. Won't hold that against her. Who happens to be Chinese Vietnamese. So maybe Munn won't be back in the role, but a new actress. And apparently Psylocke is coming back, but she's no longer Asian. She's still wearing the same outfit. But to be completely honest, I actually didn't know Olivia Munn's heritage, nor did I really care. All that I know is that, well, everybody, for the reasons that everybody knows Olivia Munn. And then, yeah, of course, about the most obvious thing possible. Claremont continues dropping big bombs, but interestingly enough, he says the one rumor, one is rumor, so maybe it's a discussion he had with people in the industry, as I believe it hasn't hit the net as of yet. Claremont says Wolverine kills off an important character. Yeah. There's a rumor Wolverine is going to kill somebody important, which would just, I'm sitting here thinking, why would you do this and make us wait for 3 years for the first X-Men movie? Why didn't you just make it the first X-Men movie? My guess is going to be Professor X, because we've already seen him die 3 times, and it couldn't be any more humiliating than him losing a mind battle, something that Professor X is the master of. That's what makes him an Omega mutant, mind control and telekinetic abilities. loses out to Scarlet Witch. So maybe it'll be a Wolverine mind controlled by a evil Scarlet Witch, and then eventually a good Scarlet Witch will come around to emasculate Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I love that idea. It's so bad it's probably gonna happen. Jesus Christ, but okay, yeah, it's only been 20 years. You get to write. And then the Fantastic Four. Claremont continues with comments about the Fantastic Four, which is something we already know. Oh, and the Fantastic Four coming back. Yeah, we already seen it there in the end credit sequence. For the Thunderbolts, it's very obviously, it's got their branding on it. Okay, you see their spaceship come into atmosphere, you know, come check out, jangle a couple more keys for July. You're going to be big excited for that, just like you're big excited for Avengers Doomsday, because all of those chairs and all of those spoilers, man, doesn't that make you want to go see and remember things with a bunch of other people? I know I'm excited for it because I can remember everything that I remember. Do you like to feel the things? Marvel hopes you like to feel the things because they ain't got a fucking script for you and they aren't going to pay homage to your characters, but you're going to be able to see them. It'll just be like Luke Skywalker at the end of Mandalorian Season 2. He's cutting down stormtroopers. Oh, that's what I remember Luke Skywalker for doing. Not for, you know, caring a lot about his friends and family, wanting to defeat the Empire. He wouldn't ask any questions. He would just simply want to take stupid baby Grogu and go train him. No, that's definitely like Luke Skywalker, to swing around his light stick and then just say, "May the Force be with you," because I remember the line. I just can't wait for all of the legacy characters and everyone from the MCU to be given such utter respect by the idiots who paid such great respect to the source material for the Electric State. Can't wait. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.